Hello and good morning and welcome back to our video lessons for professional development and ethics in tourism and hospitality management. Anyway, so the lesson for today is the techniques in PD, Prof Deb. Stage 1 is communication skills. So, ano-ano nga ba ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon? Ito po yan. The lesson objective for today is, of course, so we assess the attributes ng TNH natin, ng tourism and hospitality workers. We demonstrate the commendable communication skills. And of course, hopefully, sa ating face-to-face, kapag nakita tayo, is we participate satisfactorily in a set of engaging interview simulation. So, ito yung binbin natin na gagawin dapat na nakapustura tayo. So, we are formally dressed. We are on a business attire. Then, I will be conducting an interview one by one with all of the students. Ayan. So, to start with, magsimula tayo sa communication, no? So, success begins in the mind. So, kung sa kusina nga, sabi natin, yung pag-organize to organize the success of the kitchen, especially during the food preparation, is yung pagplato natin, ano? So, how are we going to plate the food? So, habang niluluto natin siya, iniisip na natin in our mind how we are going to create a beautiful dish, yung outcome nito or yung output nito. So, if in Prof Dev, and if we are talking about communication is ganito naman, no? So, we are doing what we call the involvement. So, ina-assess natin yung involvement na communication. So, that's include the sender, the message, and the recipient. So, all we know, this will be a tawag dito, parang a review, no? So, pinag-aralan natin to during your high school days. Okay? Nung grade 11 and grade 12, all about communication. By the way, we are just going to reassess or hindi naman pwedeng i-reconfigure, no? So, we are going to reassess what you have learned on your high school or on your senior high in grade 11 and grade 12. So, tingnan natin po kung ano ba ang magiging huge impact ng tinatawag na communication natin. The sender, the message, and the recipient. Communication process, so the same with all of the things. Meron din tayong process when it comes to communication. It refers to a series of action. So, this series of actions or steps is taken in order to successfully communicate. And if we are going to do that, we have what we call communication process as well. And this process is to present an individual or party with information and have them understand it. So, syempre, kapag nagbato ka ng isang message, dapat yung receiver mo o yung recipient, naiintindihan niya. And mahalaga to para sa hospitality and tourism sector, especially as students, okay? Na kung meron problema sa communication process, magkakaroon ng malaking epekto. It will be a domino effect for the whole industry. So, ngayon pa lang, pinapractice na natin to para alam natin, pagdating natin sa industry, na ito dapat ang kailangan natin gawin. And once we talk about the communication process, so tingnan natin tong flow na to, there, siyempre, manggagaling yung message sa sender, i-encode yan ng brain natin, then, of course, ipapadala natin as a message, tapos magkakaroon ng channel of communication. So, mamaya, titingnan natin kung ano yung channel of communication na yan. And we have to decode, then, marireceive yan, then we are going to get the feedback. So, parang ganito lang yan. Nag-send ako ng message, nakuha mo yung message, tapos magre-reply ka dun sa message na nakuha mo. 7 major elements of communication process. So, ito po yun, yung the 7 major. So, ito yun. Okay? Ito yung flow na to. Ito yung 7 major na to. The sender, the encoding, the idea of the message, the communication channel, the receiver, decoding, and feedback. So, mamaya, hihimay-himayin natin isa-isa yung mga yan. Sender. Ang sabi natin sa sender, lagi natin sasabihin that the sender is the source in the individual, group, or institution interested in communicating something to another party. Sa sender, ibig sabihin, ikaw yung nagpadala ng message. Encoding. Encoding means the use of words or non-verbal methods such as symbol, signs. Yan, so mahilig tayo sa ganyan, symbol, signs. Diba? Pag nagpapadala tayo ng mga message, especially sa mga text messages natin, may mga symbols tayo and may signs. Kapag naman nakikipag-usap tayo, we have body gestures, etc. At iba pa to translate the information into a message. So, ito yung sometimes na sinasabi natin na, uy, tinawag mo yung isang tao, kinawayan mo. It doesn't mean na yung symbol na pagkaway ay pagtawag. Maybe that's hi, that's hello, or lumapit ka dito. Ako ha? So, gagamitin natin yan sa face-to-face natin. So, tingnan natin kung ano ang magiging itsura nyo, ano ang magiging reaction nyo when it comes to this kind of communication patterns. Message. Yan. Ang message po natin is the information being sent, no? So, meron tayong nire-relay dun sa receiver. So, kung makikita natin dito sa sample, minsan nagpapadala tayo ng mga messages na, for example, heard about your promotion. So, syempre, maglalagay ka dyan ng picture, maglalagay ka din ng words na, oh, you are going to congratulate one. So, meron kang yehey, sometimes merong popping balloons, so etc. etc. So message is the relaying the receiver about the information that he or she is going to receive. Channel, yan. Ang channel ay isa sa mga importante, because this is the best transmission method of the message or delivering the message. Dati, kapag nagde-deliver ka ng message, this is more on face-to-face na nag-uusap kayo ng dalawa. So, that's the simple one. Next is, dati may mga telegrama pa. Okay, telegram, nagpapadala ng sulat. Dati may mga Morse code. Okay, by the dots and the sound. But nowadays, social media, the presence of social media as a channel is totally different and totally useful for every one of us. Ayan. Ito yung channel na tinatawag. Receiver. And the receiver, of course, is you as the person who is going to receive the message. So, like this one, ako yung nagsasalita ngayon and you are the receiver of my messages. Yung lecture kong ito ay dapat maintindihan ng mga receiver whom the message is meant for. Decoding. Decoding means analyzing, no? So this is the interpretation of the message, which is performed by the receiver. Kasi iba-iba yung nagiging interpretation, especially meron tayong activity na gagawin ganito, We will make a symbol, a body gesture message in a line. So tingnan natin kung ma-decode ba or mai-interpret pa ba ng tao yung unang message. So, tingnan natin kung ilan yung percentage or ilan yung na-loss na message from the original instruction of the message on how we are going to communicate from the first one in the line up to the last one in the line. So, masaya yung activity na gagawin natin dito. So, tingnan natin on next meeting. Feedback. Meaning, so example natin, great job, great job. So, a simple word, a simple gesture It means a lot as what we call feedback. In some instances, the receiver might have feedback or response for the sender. So, feedback lang naman, natural lang yon. So, ito lang yung yung ni-reply niyang message sa inyo. Yung naintindihan niyang message sa inyo. So, if you're going to look onto the picture, so the sender is the person, the medium, okay, is the cell phone, of course. The receiver is you, for example. And of course, the message and the message is going to be sent back, meaning that will be the feedback. Communication skills. When it comes to communication skills, we have three important things. One, verbal communication, meaning face-to-face, nag-uusap tayo. So this is what we call verbal communication. Written communication by means of writing emails or sending a post mail. So basta anything which is on paper trail, this is what we call written communication. Non-verbal or visual communication means posting some signs, posting some signals, showing your body gestures to the people, like yung mamewang ka, taasan mo yung kilay, kawayan mo. So these are what we call non-verbal or visual communication. Next, the importance of communication skills. When it comes to the importance of communication skills, ito mahalaga, the essential in workplace. So kailangan natin yan. So importante po yan. Nakuha? Communication is very important and very essential in the workplace. Kasi kung hindi ka makikipag-communicate, malamang, okay, magkakaroon ng gusot, magkakaroon ng gulo, okay, magkakaroon ng palpak sa isang opisina or sa trabaho mo. High demand skills. Why? Verbal and written communications are very useful. Especially, it is a reasonably high demand because employers hire people who they think can foster good communication skills. So, syempre nga naman, mas magandang mag-hire ng people na magaling sa verbal and written communication para hindi magkaroon ng problema yung kumpanya. Especially in tourism and hospitality management students, no, or sector, kailangan magaling tayo when it comes to this. Career prospect. Career prospect is important as well. Ito ay nagiging isang advantage. Why? Because kung magaling kang makipag-communicate sa kanila, mas maganda yung pag-deliver mo sa mga tao, then basically mas madali ka nilang maiintindihan and it will be a good profit, okay, for the company or for the company or dun sa pinagtatrabahuhan mo, kasi it will be a great impact for all of the people inside that institution, inside that company, or inside that workplace. Learning. Communication influence your ability to learn. Why? Siyempre, di ba, meron tayong mga barriers of communication. Iba-iba yung lengguwahe natin, iba-iba yung sulat natin, and it helps us to understand kung paano natin maintindihan ang isang tao, especially if they are communicating to you, if you don't know the basics of the language or yung barrier. So kung kailangan mong mag-hand signal, kung kailangan mong gumawa ng gesture para maintindihan, mas maganda na magawa mo ito kasi it will be the basis for your learning. Okay? So the more na nagkakamali ka, the more na natututo ka doon sa pagkakamali mo. And communication is a part of it. Another importance is it helps in all areas of life. So, lifelong learning to, no? So, even though na nasa bahay tayo, so kailangan okay pa rin yung communication natin. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na pag sinabing communication skills, it's more of maging nasa public ka, nagsasalita ka agad, public speaking or whatever. Pero, ang areas of life natin na hinahanap dito is nakakatulong naman talaga yung pag-communicate natin sa isa't isa na nagsisimula sa bahay natin hanggat sa paglabas natin. So, tandaan natin, no? It affects our personal relationship to education and, of course, personal success. Ayan, tingnan natin to. Paano makipag-communicate ang beshi ko? Wow. Grabe, no? So, there is actually a study of how the Filipino language, how the Filipino words, how the Filipino text is evolving. So, marami na tayong pinagdaanan, marami, if we are going to look back onto the history, communication is evolving. So, tingnan natin, ibang makipag-communicate ang Gen Z nowadays sa mga boomers, sa mga Gen X, sa mga millennials. So, iba-iba. So, tingnan natin kung paano yung evolvement na yan. Okay. So, these are the examples of how it is being done. Paano ba nag-i-evolve, no? So, sa mga text message natin, merong LOL, merong BTW, ASAP, OMG, oh my God, okay, SMH, IDK. So, these are jargons, ano? Jargons on how we are going to communicate with everyone. So, sabi na to, so, see you later. So, ina-abbreviate natin yung mga words, pinapaikli natin as a communication process na maintindihan. Kaya lang, lagi natin tandaan na mag-ingat tayo sa paggamit ng mga ganito kasi sometimes we are misleaded or hindi tayo naiintindihan ng ating receiver. Ayan. Common barriers common barriers to effective communication. So, ano-ano nga ba yung barriers? Ano-ano nga ba yung hadlang? So, ano to? Jargon. So, pinakita natin yung mga jargon natin. These are what we call technical terms na meron tayo. Nako ha? So, somehow, it is very complicated and somehow, it is very unfamiliar. Pag sinabi naman nating tabu comes from a Tongan word meaning tabu, meaning forbidden or prohibited. So, pag sinabing tabu, it is prohibited, no? So, meron tayong mga difficult topics may include but are not limited to politics, religion, disabilities, sexuality, sex, racism, and other aspects, no? And taboo has what we call rituals that are considered to be improper or beyond bounds of what is acceptable. So, ibig sabihin, forbidden. So, bawal siya. Nawa? And sometimes, it is being what? It is being practiced. Okay? Kaya nga, yung iba minsan, nagbabago na talaga yung panahon na kapag minura ka ngayon, tatawanan mo lang. Pero dati, kapag minura ka ng isang tao, magagalit ka. So ngayon, it's nothing, no? So sometimes na, I got used to it. So it's not a taboo anymore, but it's okay. It's being used. Nakuha po ba? So, ayan, no? So tandaan natin yan. Jargon and taboo. So we have, when we talk about taboo, so we have different signs, different languages, different symbols na maaaring bawal sa isang country at isang religion or kultura. So, Philippine taboos. So, tingnan natin ito yung mga example. Meron tayong Thailand taboos na example. Meron tayong Indonesian taboos and Singapore taboos. So, sa atin, bawal ang mag-refuse ng meal, di ba? Bawal din kausapin ang isang boss na parang kabarkada mo lang o teacher mo. Uy, feeling close, sabo? Next is, avoid addressing elders by their names, their first names. So, hindi tayo ganon. So, we still use the po and opo and we use the term ng lolo, lola na nakakapagbigay tayo ng galang. Nako ha? In Thailand, ito, di ba? So, bawal magturo gamit ang paa, yung daliri sa paa natin. Don't step anyone. Okay, so, bawal. pag Buddhist ka naman, bawal ka namang hawakan ng babae. And Indonesia and Singapore and any other countries. So, marami pa, no? So, maraming tabu na bawal. I remember na when I was in Singapore, no, meron akong maling isang ginawa na bawal pala yun, no? Birthday ng isang Singaporean na kasama ko. Kumuha ko ng isang bowl ng kanin, tapos nilagyan ko ng kandila. Tapos kumanta ako ng happy birthday and nagalit siya. And which is basically, I don't know. So, ibig sabihin, bawal pala yun. Meaning, the reaction or the things that I have done is actually wrong. Why? Kasi para sa patay pala yun. Rice and what? Rice and candle in a bowl. No, parang inaalayan mo ng pagkain yung patay. And basically, which is too embarrassing. Kasi, binigyan mo yung isang tao na you don't know what exactly is the meaning. Sa'yo, ang intention mo ay mabuti, pero sa kanila, nami-misinterpret nila because they have what we call taboos na tinatawag. So, rule of the thumb is you are going to think and study first what is the culture and what is the religion of the person. Next, when it comes to communication, ito yung nangyayari. Ito, isa sa mga problema natin ngayon sa mga estudyante, especially Gen Z. Lack of attention, interest, distraction, or irrelevance to the receiver. So sometimes kapag nasa lab ako, no, nagbibigay pa lang ako ng instruction, hindi pa tapos, bigla na lang magpupulasan, bigla na lang mawawala. Meaning, ano yon? Kala nila tapos na yung instruction, yung pala, gumagawa na sila ng sariling instruction nila. Another is what we call perception. There is what we call difference in perception and viewpoint, ano? So kung makikita natin sa picture, may nakalagay dito 66. 'Di ba? Pero ang pag sa kabila, ang basa naman niya is 99. Parang tumingin ka sa black and white na bola. Kung nasa kanan ka, ang tingin mo ay puti at nasa kabila ka, ang tingin mo ay itim. So makikipagtalo ka, nasasabihin mo na ang bola ay itim at hindi puti. So we have to consider what is the viewpoint of the person para hindi tayo magkandaleche-leche when it comes to communication. Physical disabilities, isa sa mga dahilan ng communication barriers. Hearing problems, speech difficulties, okay? Physical barriers, phone calls, text messages. So sometimes, itong mga to, no, ay nagiging dahilan ng tinatawag na false communications or poor communications. Pero, again, balikan natin yung viewpoint. So, maybe, alamin muna natin kung ano ba yung stand ng isang tao when it comes to that. And isipin natin kung saan ba natin pinapadala yung communication na yan. It's on with physical disabilities ba? May hearing problems ba? O may speech difficulties ba? Okay? May physical barriers ba? May non-verbal cues ba? May body language ba? And we have to be very careful. And of course, sabi nga, di ba, learning. And we should learn from that one. Kasi, kapag nagkamali tayo, syempre, gusto nating makipag-communicate, aaralin natin yon, so that we can be fully understand by the person that who is going to receive the message. Language differences, accent, yan, no? Ang hirap, no? Ang hirap ng may different accents sa iba sa nakasanayan natin. Ang Pilipinas, especially we are English speaking country, sometimes the accent is totally American. Kapag naging British accent na, kapag naging Thai accent na, Vietnamese, nako, ang hirap ng intindihan, ano, ang hirap ng unawain. But again, these are barriers of communication that we should understand. We know for a fact that there are different languages. And of course, kapag may different languages, meron tayong mga different accents. Too much information. Ayan. Pag sinabing too much information, we are dealing with information overload. Ito yung nangyayari. Especially sa mga lessons natin, no, kapag natambakan tayo. Information overload. And this information overload, sometimes nangyayari talaga yan. Nako ha? Nangyayari yan. Hindi na natin maintindihan kung ano yung uunahin natin. Okay? So, what could be the remedy for this one? Yung too much information or information overload. Especially if the cases are too many. Diba? Why? Because you cannot clear your mind and you cannot think about on how you are going to clear or how you're going to move forward on the things that you are going to do. So, sa akin, to share with, I have this practice na sinusulat ko talaga siya. Okay? I am doing a list about the informations that I am going to do para maiwasan ko yung information overload. Because there will come a time that I will forget those things that has been said to me. So, what I do is, for me not to lose that communication, for me not to lose that message, is I am going to write it down so that I will minimize the distraction and I will I will follow what is on the message. Okay? Next, how to improve your communication skills. So, paano nga ba? Ito po yun. Record yourself communicating. So, sometimes we are totally shy of the things that we are doing. But if you are going to do something, especially may big interview ka for a big project, may interview ka for your employer, sometimes it is easy to say that you are going to record yourself. Sometimes ito pinapractice ko pa din, ano. I am talking to myself in a mirror. So tinitingnan ko yung sarili ko on how I am going to speak to myself. Nako ha? Improve yourself in listening. So, ito rin yung isa sa mga kulang natin, ano? So, we have to listen first, then we do the action. Kasi ang nangyayari, hindi pa tapos yung message, hindi pa tapos yung communication message sa'yo, umaarya ka na, gumagalaw ka na. So, nalulus na yung yung track mo on finishing what is supposed to be on that message. Seek out skills and resources that aid in emotional development. So, sometimes nahihiya tayo makipag-usap, sometimes tayo ay nanginginig kapag kinakausap or natatakot, or we are too nervous about speaking to one person. So, lagi natin tandaan na you should be You should be standing here. You should be talking. Although, nangyayari talaga yon, pero kailangan nating isipin na I have to communicate to this person because I have a message to fulfill, a message to do, and a message to work on. So, tandaan natin, just keep calm, relax, and talk. Yun lang naman yan. Get better at understanding non-verbal communication. Ito, sometimes nami-misinterpret natin yung verbal communication. Although, sabi nga natin, nag-evolve naman yung verbal communication natin. But, we have to clarify, as always, kung ano ba talaga yung verbal communication na gustong iparating ng sender. A good first step is to record yourself communicating. Ayan, so nakikita natin yung picture. So, just simply speak. Okay? Yun nga, sinabi ko kanina, di ba? Subukan mo kumanta sa harap ng salamin at tingnan yung sarili mo. That's how you practice communication. That's how you practice your communication skills. Talk to the mirror. Talk to yourself. Okay? Then, after talking to yourself, matatawa ka. Okay, mapapaisip ka. Then, you evaluate kung ano ba yun. You evaluate by means of how you can improve yourself or talking to yourself kahit na mukha kang siraulo dahil kinakausap mo yung sarili mo, but ang focus natin dito is how you are going to improve your communication skills. Next, laging sinasabi, to improve your listening skills. Kung tayo ay nakakapagkabisado ng kanta, ng music, so maybe it is important also for us to listen carefully. Kasi isang skill yun, no? So, isang skill na mahirap para sa ngayon na i-practice. Kasi, hindi ko alam kung bakit mahirap ba talaga yung listening and comprehension skills ng mga Gen Z ngayon, or nagkakamali lang ako, or natapat lang ako dahil may ganitong Gen Z ako nakausap. And yung comprehension is totally not aligned to what I am saying. So, tandaan natin na if we are listening, this is a vital part of communication. If you start a dialogue with someone, you have to be able to listen correctly, promptly, okay, clearly, so that you can respond in a correct manner. Okay po? So, ayan po siya. Seek out resources that aid in emotional development. So, marami tayong ganito, talking to a friend, talking to your advisor, talking to your professor, your instructor, talking to your classmate is already a big step, a big leap to a good communication. Because if you are just talking to yourself in the mirror at pinapractice mo lang siya, maybe kailangan mo nang humarap sa totoong tao, because communication will give you the way on how to understand things. So, tandaan natin we cannot react appropriately if wala tayong good communication skills and good reactions and good interpretations on the sender. Ayan. Get better at understanding non-verbal communication. Ito yung sinabi natin kanina nung una. Diba? Another skill. So, maganda yan. So, if you have a skill on sign language, you have a skill on drawing, you have skills on photography that can give images, that can talk to the people by just by just looking onto the picture and to the sign na it's a good communication skills natin. The simple turning left, turning right, turning left, turning right, going straight, going back is one example of a good communication skills natin. Nako ha? And isa sa the best nun is what we call the traffic lights na lang. So, kung hindi tayo marunong bumasa ng traffic light, magkakaroon tayo ng problema. Ayan. Now, we have to do this as our assignment. Okay? So, meron tayong activity. Ang activity natin ay tinatawag na personal SWOT. Ano ba yung personal SWOT? So, kung may SWOT, meron ding SWOT. SWOT means knowing oneself and the personal circumstances. So, mamaya tingnan natin kung ano ba yung pwede nating magawa when it comes to SWOT. This is a good activity that will enable student to reflect. So, tandaan natin na reflect the attributes to uphold, improve, harness, and take advantage, and also mitigate what are your future plans. Kung ano ba yung gusto mo talaga mangyari sa buhay mo. So, magbigay tayo ng example para maintindihan natin ng mas mabuti. Ang example natin dito ay gusto mong maging isang barista in the future. So, tingnan natin. We will create a template, and this template will be like this one. The full name of a student, yung year level mo, yung target mo. Ano ba yung target entry level position mo? Saan mo ba gusto? Gusto mo ba sa culinary? Gusto mo ba sa F&B? Gusto mo maging server, maging receptionist, or whatever. Next is, all you have to do is to get your strengths. Okay? Ano yung strengths na yan? Strengths mo sa pagiging barista, for example. Bakit mo ba gusto yung barista na yon? Ano yung strength mo? Di ba? Sabi mo doon, may pleasing personality ka, check. Mature ka na, check. High grades ka, check. Tapos, importante pa sa lahat, passionate ka ba in coffee? So, check din. So, pasok na pasok sa yung barista. Course of action, maturity. For example, take up more leadership roles. Gusto mo bang mag-take up more ng leadership roles? Anong ilalagay mong timeline? It's up to you. Is it 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months? So just take a timeline kung ma-achieve mo ba. Pero tandaan mo, that will be based on your timeline. Dapat specific, measurable, attainment, time-bound. Okay? So dapat achievable and time-bound. So, dapat naka-smart tayo, no? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Ako, ha? So, meron tayong strength na ilalagay base sa sarili mo at meron tayong course of action. Again, ilalagay din natin yung weakness natin. Ano ba yung weakness mo pagdating sa sarili mo, sa personality, sa communication, di ba? So, tingnan natin. Para sa pagiging isang barista, okay, ano ba yung weakness mo? Ang example niya na dito, may poor wardrobe choices daw siya. Ako ha? May grammar lapses din siya. So, how are you going to do it? May lack of initiative, may unkept hair. Importante sa lahat, sanitation and safety, di ba? So, tingnan natin, gumawa ka ng course of action dyan at gumawa ka rin ng timeline. Next, opportunities. Opportunities in what? So, meron tayo, di ba? Meron daw, mag-open daw ng isang new restaurant doon. So, maybe, isang opportunity na yon at ilalagay ko siya. Okay? Opportunity rin ba yung mga videos? Yes. Kasi natututo ako doon. Di ba? Opportunity ba yung salon business? Yes. Kasi, why? Grooming tips, di ba? So, sabi natin kanina doon, unkept hair. So, lagi natin tandaan yung strengths mo, nakakonect yan sa ating weaknesses, nakakonect din sa opportunities. And lastly, yung C natin is what we call, what? Challenges. Challenges on what? Ano ba yung challenges na magiging isang barista ka? Practicum slots, ang hirap kumuha. O, nilagay din dito, COVID pandemic. So, that's one example. Pero ngayon, syempre, bawal nating gamitin na yung COVID pandemic. So, maybe other illnesses will do. Traffic congestion. O, napaka-traffic naman, ano? Then, internet connectivity. And next, isipin ulit natin, what could be our courses of action? And what could be the timeline? The timeline will be in you. Dapat naman maging ma-realidad tayo dito for our SOC. So, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Quote of the day to end this one. Good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. Nakuha po ba? So, kung ikaw po ay nagugulumihanan, kung ikaw po ay nalilito, kung ikaw po ay merong hindi naiintindihan, a simple communication can make it more easier. So, tandaan po natin, so sa assignment natin, so if you really know this one, so go ahead and do it. But, if you need more consultations about it, then, siguro, it's time na, I have to message chef or kung ano yung gagawin namin sa what? Ano yung gagawin namin sa aming activity. And kung paano gagawin yung tinatawag na SWOT. So, personal SWOT. Again, strength, weakness, opportunity, and challenges. So, thank you so much. So, I hope mayroon tayong napulot again. I know this is too short. Alam naman natin na ito po ay na ituro na rin sa atin ng during the senior high or junior high, during your high school days, na the communication is actually important because it will help a lot. Nakuha po? So, again, thank you so much. So, this is the lesson for the PD Stage 1 Communication Skills.